Many are calling Irma's current track the worst case scenario for South Florida. Now, this is a look at the Category 4 hurricane from the International Space Station. Chief weathercaster Lonnie Quinn of our New York station WCBS is here to explain why Irma's impact will be felt far from the center of the storm. Lonnie, good morning.
Well, good morning, everybody. Look, let's be real. Every inch of a hurricane is dangerous, and every hurricane is different. So let's take a moment and break down the anatomy of Irma, because with Irma, we have really got to focus on the winds and the storm surge. Now, that hole that you see in the very middle of the hurricane, that's the eye. That's where you're going to find very peaceful air. But just outside the eye is the eye wall. And this is where you find the strongest winds. Irma's 155-mile-per-hour winds are confined to a band that is just 35 miles from the eye. So wherever that eye is making landfall, that is where you get the most devastating damage. And just outside of this, there's another band of hurricane-force winds. Not quite as strong. They extend an additional 35 miles. And here's where you find winds that are sustained at about 74 miles per hour or stronger, but not as strong as that eye wall. And the rest of this huge storm is primarily tropical storm force winds. And those are winds that are 39 miles per hour or stronger. And they go out another 140 miles. This thing is enormous. But keep in mind, you can always get some stronger wind gusts any sort of anywhere in the hurricane. But it also matters what side of the storm that you're on. The worst part of the storm is the front right quadrant. That's because you're getting all the peak winds, but now it's combined with the forward progress of the storm. This is also the part of the storm that's going to pop and spawn a lot of tornadoes. Now, on the left side, it's still dangerous, don't get me wrong, but the winds are going to be a little bit less because you now have to subtract the forward motion. So, look, I'll tell you, it's a beast no matter how you look at it, and either it's the top of the storm or the bottom of the storm. Pushing water onshore for the East Coast, pushing water onshore for the West Coast. Storm surge is a huge problem. Charlie?
Thank you, Lonnie. It's interesting to me in terms of how much you warn people. There's still people that feel like they want to stay.
They want to stay, and even though we know that the winds are going to be so bad, the storm surge is going to be so bad, we're hearing lots of anecdotal reporting about people are staying in Miami. I know people in the Naples area, too, this morning are saying, now I'm really scared. I've just got about 24 hours to make a decision about what to do.
Yeah, especially even when you hear that this is expected to be greater than Hurricane Andrew. We remember the impact it had on the state, and yet some people are staying.
And each moment you delay the decision, the harder it is.
Harder to
That's
leave,
exactly right. Mm-hmm.